hang on, let's pause for a second. Before the Lambo looked this good, we had a lot of issues to solve. So, let me give you some backstory. Bryce texted me saying he sold the GT3 and wanted a V12. So we got a V12, which is awesome. Great car. Here it is coming off the trailer. Everything looked good. The color, the sound, everything was going great. And I was super excited to get to the shop the following week to check it out. I got a text over the weekend. Starter's not working. We got some problems. So we brought it into the shop. And now that you guys are up to speed here, let's get into the video.
The next day.
What's up, Martin?
What's up, baby?
Martin, this car is bright, dude.
It is bright, just like my future.
Martin, what do we got going on here?
So Big Boss got a new Lamb. Okay.
Back on the Aventador.
Back in the Aventador, and you know the deal. If it's a Lamb, a McLaren exotic,
Martin's gonna be working on it.
that's it. So yeah, so it's a 2015. It does have a lot of miles. It does need a lot of service because, you know, typically people when people buy these cars, they tend to like neglect them a little bit.
Right.
They think, oh, I don't drive it much, so I'm gonna neglect it. This one, Bryce got a good deal on. It's got all the goodies, but I do want to show you guys the front trunk because typically it's hard to see in there. But look at this
What do we got going
suspension
on?
setup.
We got the Olins.
Yeah, we got the Olins, yeah, from factory. Okay, these right here are the lifting pucks.
Okay.
So when you hit the front lift button here, in these cars, you got like a little hydraulic motor, puts out hydraulic pressure.
Yep, those are the lines,
and
right?
it pumps them up right there. Yeah.
Nice.
These are the lines, and actually this is the hydraulic pump right there.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah. So also with these cars, because they take a lot of juice to start them up, you have two batteries.
Okay.
Technically, one of them is not really a battery, but it's used as a battery. So you got your regular battery here. Okay, and then you got your starter capacitor slash battery. So it's a capacitor is a storage for energy. So technically it is a battery, but it's quick discharge. So it charges up quick and it discharges quickly. That's what that capacitor does. So when you go to start this, because it's a V12, it's a big motor, it needs that initial hit. That's where the capacitor comes in with the initial juice.
Sweet.
And it gives it all the power, baby.
Martin,
it's a V12.
You're glowing with this thing.
I know.
Dude.
I know. We're like, you know, radiating off of each other here.
Literally. So what other issues we got going on?
So we'll go to the back.
Let's do it. And here we are.
That's a V12 right there.
That is a V12.
6.5 liter, all the Italian
Flame shooting, F1 sounding,
key shield rattling, exhaust melting,
all the noises.
Yeah. So we got a couple issues with this thing. It's running very rough, but we're gonna give it the Martini performance touch. We're gonna take care of that. There's another issue. It's kind of like I would call it like a collateral issue or secondary issue, where this engine bay in particular creates a lot of heat.
Right.
So we got to figure out a way. I don't know if it's lacking airflow to the engine bay right now or what, but this Lambo, this Aventador seems to be running a little hotter than all the other Aventadors I worked on.
Okay.
Also, we're gonna take this big basket exhaust out of here.
Yeah, we're gonna be getting something new, right?
Yeah, we're gonna get something from FI, guys at FI over there.
Awesome.
Another issue that we found out is, let me get my light.
What do we got?
Bryce picked up on one of the idlers there. It's kind of hard to focus, but here we go. You see that crack? There's one crack there. There's another crack right there.
So a slight crack.
Yeah, and then there's another crack right there.
Oh,
so,
yeah?
Yeah. We're going to have to change the idler pulley. Now, the problem, though, is that changing the belt or the idler pulleys in it's a job in itself.
Yeah.
It's not easy at all. the Huracans are much easier to work on. As far as like, you know, doing some of the light maintenance, I would say.
Right.
Yeah, these Aventadors, they definitely take a little bit more finesse. But the plan right now is we're gonna change out the exhaust, we're gonna change that pulley, we're gonna change the belt, and then we're definitely gonna do the spark plugs.
Spark plugs, coils, yeah. Nice.
Let me show you. So in the last video, you guys saw me working on another Lambo.
Yep.
I showed you what the spark plug should look like.
Right.
This one.
This came out of this one?
Yeah, this came out of this one. Well, one, it's got all this nastiness.
A little wet.
Yeah. Caca poo poo. Okay. So what this means is that when they changed it, they didn't properly torque the spark plug.
So there's a little seepage.
So exactly. So as the combustion is happening, it's actually blowing by the threads here and creating this mess that you see down here.
Okay.
But this spark plug is missing a prong.
Oh yeah, huh?
Yeah.
That's no good.
So we're gonna run a compression test. Bryce is working on getting spark plugs. We're also gonna get the red top ignition coils.
Nice.
And we're gonna see, because I mean the motor runs really good.
Right.
It idles really smoothly. So I don't really foresee any internal mechanical issues. But we're gonna do the compression check just to double check and make sure, because the problem is when a prong like that breaks, it can end up getting clamped between the valves. It can end up damaging the actual piston head a little bit, scraping the walls and stuff like that. So if it's a little bit lower than the other cylinders, we're gonna let it slide. If it's something major, we're gonna have to make a few phone calls and maybe get our money back here. But I think right now, I think we'll be good.
We'll be all right.
Good. Yeah.
Thanks, Mark.
That thing, you know?
We'll check back.
Check it out.
Well, Martin,
What's up, baby?
we're elbows deep in an Aventador. How do you
Bro,
feel?
we're like,
We might be
elbows
me.
deep. We're like shoulder deep in this thing, bro. I mean, everything came apart. As you can see,
The suspension's gone.
Suspension.
Bracing's gone.
Yeah.
The belt's gone. Well, almost.
Yeah, almost.
Just sitting right here.
Yeah.
Wow, Martin. Where are we at?
So, what we found on this, and actually a lot of our Aventador owners will notice that these have an idler pulley problem and a tensioner problem. So, as you guys saw earlier in the other video, right, there's some cracks on these pulleys.
Yeah.
But the problem is like you have to take the accessory drive belt carrier.
You gotta take the whole thing apart.
You gotta take the whole thing apart. Yeah, it's not an easy task at all. You know, there's one guy, like, there's a YouTube video of one guy. He's German. He's doing it, and he's just in German mother effing this thing. You know, he's like, it took like 16 hours. You know.
So Martin's gonna be mother effing this thing in English.
Yeah, pretty much. Maybe Spanish.
Maybe
even Italian.
Wow.
But yeah, so I'll throw some Portuguese in there too while I'm at it. But yeah, so we gotta take this carrier essentially loose,
Okay.
right? But the sucky part is we have an alternator right here that is water cooled, right? this is really cool about the Aventadors. These two lines right here,
Yep.
these are actually the fuel lines.
Okay.
Now the fuel lines come down to this little apparatus down there,
Yep.
right? And guess what? They're AC cool fuel line system.
Wow.
So
So
the AC 's,
everything stays cool because
all
this
the
motor
time.
is hot.
All the time. So, yeah. So, in order to keep the fuel system cool, they run the fuel lines through the AC system, which is running constantly at a very low drag to keep that line cool, so it can cool down the fuel that's going in and out of the
Wow.
the fuel rails.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that's like, you know, for added performance, because hot fuel doesn't do well when you got high temps, hot intake temps, and all that stuff. And this thing makes like 690 to the crank, you know, pretty cute. Considering we got a 850 horsepower STI with 4 cylinders.
This sounds better.
This does sound better. I mean, you know, what do you think, Derek?
This sounds better.
Thank you.
But yeah, so this is like a 15-hour job. Yeah, that's like per Lamborghini. So I'm gonna fire up an espresso, and I don't know, maybe throw some buca in there.
Nice.
And yeah, I'm gonna keep going at it.
Thanks, Martin.
The next day.
And we're back, Martin.
What's up, baby? How's a little baby?
What's new?
Still working on this thing. So actually yesterday we had a couple clients come in and stuff like that, and they asked me a couple interesting questions. Obviously, I deal with this on the daily. We all do here, deal with it on
Right.
the daily, but a lot of people that don't get to see one of these cars torn apart have questions about, you know, how certain things work and how certain things are made and stuff like that. One of the interesting questions from yesterday that it kind of hit a few times throughout the day was the suspension.
Right.
You know? So here on the floor, we have a suspension, right? Oldens. It is a strut.
Yep.
So typically, on a regular car, the strut sits up and down.
Right.
You know, actually, let's go look at the Oldens and BMW.
Perfect example. I like that.
Yeah, and they're Oldens too.
They are.
So, as the car's riding on the road, right, this pushes on the steering knuckle,
Right.
that holds everything, that pushes up and down on the strut.
On the strut. Yeah.
Okay, giving you, obviously, the ability to, you know, absorb the shock.
Right.
These cars, though, because they're so compact, they don't have the space,
Right.
the up and down space. So they put them side to side. Now, the way this works, it does the same thing, but there's essentially what you would call a rocker arm
Okay.
and a push arm. So I'll show you that.
Let's check it out. Looks pretty cool in there, Martin.
It does, yeah. It's a very nice way to make a full suspension very compact. So right here, and I don't know, you know, different manufacturers call it different things, but this is your push arm right here. This is what attaches to the knuckle of the car.
Okay.
Yeah, see down there. So now this pushes up on the rocker arm. The rocker arm swivels on this bearing back here,
Okay.
okay? And it goes in and out on the strut itself. So that is how this suspension works on the Lamborghinis.
Cool.
And you'll see this in a lot of the high-end cars. Ferrari uses it. The F40s, the F50s have it. I think the LaFerrari uses it.
Cool. I know that new Mustang too, that they came out with,
Yeah.
that wide body one has it
Which
too.
I'm kind of interesting. I want to see that thing because, I mean, it's a little bit overkill, but
It is,
I
it is.
mean, it's cool either
It is
way,
cool.
you know? And then you got like F1 cars. If you guys ever seen F1 cars, they actually put the struts forward and backwards.
Right.
So instead of sitting this way, they sit like they sit like this.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know, which it is crazy. Cause
Oh, that bot car that we saw.
the bot car had
At,
that's right. Oh, maybe you can add a clip of that.
Yeah, that bot car.
So that one has it like this.
Right.
Which that adds a different setup of bearings and rocker arms and all that stuff. It all does essentially the same thing. The beauty with running something like this is like the shock doesn't have to be so big.
Right.
Because the travel is reduced by the rocker arm and the push arm and all that stuff. So it doesn't have to be that big, and it also doesn't have to be that strong either. But obviously, the tighter the better.
Right.
But yeah. Also, I got the rear end torn apart.
Oh, it's ripped apart back there.
Yeah.
Let's show them real quick what it looks like back there.
Yeah. So we're still tackling that accessory carrier here.
Yep.
But check this out. This pulley. Look at this pulley.
Martin, that shouldn't be wiggling like that.
No, that's got wiggle.
Yeah, that's no good.
That's no good. So, I mean, this engine revs out pretty high. So I would assume, you know, and then it's not like Bryce drives it nice and easy. So I would assume that in one of those high rev shifts, that was definitely gonna blow apart.
Right.
And just shred it. So it's a very common issue on the Aventadors. For that pulley to go bad, also for the tensioner to go bad.
Okay.
We're gonna get in there. We're gonna cross-reference the pulleys. We're gonna see if we can upgrade them with some double-bearing metal pulleys. The belt is in good condition, but we're still gonna get a new one because it's like a 16-hour job to get in here.
Cool.
So yeah. After we do that, we're gonna take out the cap pipes
On each side.
Yeah. And we're gonna put some emissions compliant piping in there. And then yeah, we're definitely gonna get cool fireballs out of this thing.
Awesome.
But I still gotta tear apart all this up here. So still a lot of work.
Thanks, Martin.
We'll get there.
Meanwhile.
Well, Martin, we're
What's up,
back.
baby? We're back.
What do we got in here?
It is. Oh, it's early Christmas for Bryce. Look at all those goodies we got.
Oh,
bro.
man.
FI, they always take care of us.
Yeah, they're hooking us up.
FI is our main go-to. They take care of everybody here all the time for us, and they came through big on this one. We got a lot of extra treats in here. I don't even
A lot of
know
goodies.
we got. Oh, they made us a poster, Mario.
Look at that.
Oh, they did. Oh, that's sick.
That's cool.
A nice poster, so we'll put that up.
A lot of good
It's
stuff.
over here.
You give us air fresheners,
Nice.
bro. Look at perfume cards. So you just like rub them on you, like
Yeah, that's nice.
and then you smell like a smoky Lamborghini.
Yeah.
That one's
Oh,
dope.
look at that one.
Dude, that one's dope. Look at that one.
That's
That
cool.
one's cool. So we'll have to hang up one of those.
What do we got in there, Bryce?
These I believe are for the the whole setup for the Valvetronic.
Oh, sweet.
So it's got the vacuum canister. So Martin definitely has more work than what we originally
Yeah, I
anticipated.
think so.
Yeah.
A lot of good stuff.
Got a cool license plate here. Bro, they wrapped this up pretty good. They wrapped this up really good.
Wow. So that's nice.
That's nice.
That is nice.
We'll put that on for the video.
Yep. What do we got in there, Bryce?
I believe this is the controller. Martin, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. No, you're right.
What we got? Scratch off here?
Nice.
Scratch off.
You get free $50.
Suspend at FI only.
So let's see what we got here. So this looks like their control module.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Let's see what we have here.
And there's the remote.
Yeah, that's the little remote.
The remotes to open and close the exhaust.
It's cool. It tells you here you have RPM mode, you have boost mode, and then you have like your auto modes too. So
Oh, sweet.
you can set them. You can set the valves to open at a certain RPM, or you can have them open all the time, have them closed all the time, or by throttle response. So,
Awesome.
We got our authenticity card.
There it is.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, let's get this exhaust unboxed and let's show them. Let's show them.
Let's get the main cheese out.
Bryce. We got the last piece here.
Last piece of the puzzle.
There it is.
Oh, there's a welded plate there, right there, right? Number 79.
Looks sweet.
Ron, they got a QR code for you to scan for the heat wrap.
For the install.
Yeah, the heat wrap's crazy. Martin, show them the heat wrap.
Alright, so we got our EPA compliant cap pipes here.
Yep.
Number 214.
Okay. Fire.
But now these, they get really hot and they're tucked away in the engine bay pretty well. And then the gas tanks don't sit too far apart from these things. So FI came out with this nice heat blanket setup. So I don't even know how it goes. I gotta look at the instructions.
We gotta look in how it goes.
It goes like that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty much gonna be like wrapped around like this, you know, something like this. You know, where one pipe gets wrapped around the other one, and yeah,
That's crazy.
I got holes for that I gotta go through. That's the O2. Then we got the EGT right here. So yeah, it's gonna be intense.
Looks fun. And over here we got the tips.
Yep. Done in black. And then you have the full Valvetronic back half here. So if you look on it,
Sweet.
you have the valve here.
Yep.
So when this valve's open, it'll let you just come straight through, straight out the tips. When the valve's closed, it'll defer to going through the muffler and then coming out.
Yep.
But we won't keep that valve closed
No.
that often. I don't really.
I think that valve's gonna be open most of its life.
Most of its life, yeah.
I think, you know, we had the other Lambo in here. I think Sal needs one of these.
I think
Yeah,
Sal does
I think
need one of
Sal,
these.
Sal, you know.
I think he needs to wake up
I
his
think he needs to,
Aventador.
yeah. Because, you know, we couldn't figure it out. It wasn't changing
Right.
between Corsa and Sport.
Right.
Now with this thing, we got a button right here.
Open it right up.
Nice little remote, you know. Sal, if you're watching, we'll give you an air freshener.
Yeah.
we'll get
Include it for free. Well, let's get to
Let's
this.
get it.
And oh,
What's up, baby?
Martin, what do we got going on here today?
Working on the Lambo still.
Looks like we got a lot of stuff missing back here.
Yeah, there is. So, couple of things. We did the unbox video already for the FI stuff.
Yep.
So I'll show you the stock cat system versus the high flow EPA graded
Emission
system
compliant.
Emission compliant.
Yep.
That we're putting in. But yeah, so there is a bunch of stuff missing here.
I see that.
Okay. And we did talk about that earlier.
Yep.
So let me show you something too. So this is the accessory unit.
Okay.
It's essentially one unit. You have your AC compressor right here.
Yep.
Okay. And you got your alternator right here.
Okay.
And this is a water cooled alternator. Okay.
I remember you saying something about that. I remember
Yeah.
we saw the lines.
Yeah, there's not
In the
enough
car.
airflow back there for the alternator to like cool itself enough.
Okay.
So in order to, you know, prolong the life of the alternator and keep it from getting too hot, right? They run cooling system through it.
Cool.
A lot of cars actually do this. Land Rover does it. The Urus does it. There's a bunch of manufacturers out there that do this.
Sweet.
There's some Toyota trucks that do it. But so let me show you the big deal is right here. It's in the front. So these
Let's come
are
around.
these are our new pulleys right
Okay.
here. This is a brand new OEM tensioner.
Yep.
Okay, we kept the plastic pulley,
Okay.
but these pulleys are full metal pulleys. Now, I did a lot of research, a lot of digging around to find the correct pulley, because we are not going to be using essentially the plastic metal pulleys,
Right.
because this is what happens. And like you can see the cracks here,
Right.
here,
Over
and
time,
here.
they just-
Yeah, over time. I mean, if we ran this any further, I mean, look at this. Look what I'm doing right there.
It looks kind of warped too.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
So this will cause belt squeals. It'll cause belt slippage at high RPM, and eventually, if you don't take care of it, this pulley will explode and then shred the belt, shred the pulley, and damage the
That's not
accessory
good.
system. Yeah. So after a lot of digging, a lot of research, I found a couple pulleys that we were pretty happy with.
Awesome.
So we're
So 2 new metal pulleys.
2 new metal pulleys, yeah. Awesome. Now this is a little bit of R&D because nobody really has done this, you know. So this is kind of like my test guinea pig.
Right.
So if this works out, it's going to be a huge improvement for this platform.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because we just noticed also that Sal's Lambo, it's got a belt squeal, and when you look at it, the pulley here starts to wobble, and that's what on Sal's Lambo is causing the belt squeal. So yeah, new tensioner, new pulleys,
Awesome.
new belt.
There they are.
Oh, and then let me show you.
Yeah, what do we got under the table, Martin?
This is one side of the motor.
Okay.
I haven't taken the other side out yet.
Right.
But it is a dual bank system.
Sweet.
So it's a V12. So the way you gotta think of the V12 is having 4 banks.
Okay.
So essentially 3 cylinders per bank. So typically most cars either have 1 bank or 2 banks. So bank 1, bank 2 if it's like a V6. Inline 6s usually have a bank 1 and a bank 2. Justin can tell you because he deals a lot with BMWs.
Yep.
V8s, bank 1, bank 2. A V12 or even the V10s, they split them up. So you have bank 1, bank 2, bank 3, bank 4. So it requires a lot of O2 sensors. And this Lambo goes up a step further and they put EGTs. An EGT is exhaust gas temperature sensor. So they want to monitor the temperature of the cab.
Okay.
To make sure that the car is properly fueling, so the air ratios to fuel ratio is correct, to keep it optimal performance. So next up is I gotta work on retrieving these O2 sensors.
Yep.
And retrieving the little teeny tiny EGTs.
And getting it all swapped over.
Yeah. And then I'll show you what the other pipe looks like.
Awesome. With the EPA
Compliant
high flow
caps
from FI exhaust.
from our guys at FI. I mean, just look at this pipe, bro. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. So let me show you where I took this out of because it was tight.
Yeah, it looks a little tight down there.
Yeah,
Martin.
essentially it came out of here.
I mean,
but you had to shove it through here.
Look at that.
Yeah, look at that.
So those are the headers, right?
Yeah.
Coming off the motor.
Yeah, and then you can see there is like bank 1 and then that's bank 2.
Right, so that goes right into what you're holding now.
Yeah, so here, boom, boom. So then, obviously, these are high flow and slim. This is the slim option that we got here.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's nice.
Good. It's really good.
And then, yeah, these should go in a lot easier.
You would think, right?
Yeah, you would think, exactly. But yeah, they sit in something like that.
Cool. And then we can check out the other side and see kind of where it comes out. So this is the OEM one, right?
Yeah.
We got the OEM one over here, and then
this one right
there's
there.
a new one.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. It's gonna look good. It's gonna sound really good.
It's gonna sound really good.
And we're gonna put the valves, so it'll be quiet and then loud. And then
I say tack the valves. That's just my personal opinion.
I mean, yeah, but you know, you don't want to.
That's my personal opinion, Mark.
I know you like to be obnoxious. You know, your TTRS is pretty loud.
It is.
When you drive your TTRS,
I valved it though. I valved it.
Yeah, but I can still hear you when you pull onto Route 8. It's crazy. I call you and I'm like, Tyler, where are you? You're like, oh, I just got on Route 8. I'm like, yeah, I know, I heard you.
Well, I don't think Bryce will be able to hide in this one with this V12 screaming.
Not this one. No. Yo, should I say what he's doing for the rims?
No.
No.
We'll wait. Further in the video. Okay. We'll let the viewers wait.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long video, Martin.
It is. The rims are gonna be cool though.
They are. They are.
I think so. But.
Meanwhile.
Bryce, what are you wheeling out?
Some Lambo wheels.
Well,
Sending these out to powder coating.
cool.
Color to be determined, which I know it is, but I'm just not going to say.
We'll let the viewers wait.
Fix up some curb rash, throw some new meats on them for the rally.
Sweet.
And then I got to take the tip out of the bumper so we can get that
Cool.
heat coated. Yeah.
Sweet,
that
for the
black,
exhaust.
The black tips, yeah. Yeah, so
Awesome.
we get that black.
The wheels are going out.
Going out.
We'll see them back in a little bit.
Load them in the van.
What's up, Martin?
What's up, baby?
What do you got there?
Very carefully pulling out the cat.
That's kitty cat number 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet.
These things. Man. So, driver's side is definitely way harder than the passenger side. But, yeah.
Well, it's out.
Yeah, it's out. Yeah, so, let's go put it next to the other ones, and we're going to see, because this is going out. And now we're going to go back in.
New one's going in.
No one's going in.
Check it. And we're back.
We are back.
So we got the high flow kitties
Yeah.
and the not high flow kitties.
Yep. So we're gonna take EGT sensors right here.
Yep.
1, 2. We're gonna install them here. 1, 2.
Yep.
And then we're gonna take O2 sensors. 1, 2, and we're gonna put them here. 1, 2.
Cool.
The
Sweet.
sucky part is that before I do that, I have to wrap this with the heat blanket.
Yeah, this is like I don't even know.
It's gonna be a pain in the butt.
You could like wrap me in this and toss me in a room.
Bro, this is like one arm here. And then
That's
like
nice.
you could just, you know. Should we test it? Should we put like a flame on this side and put my hand on the other side?
See if you can feel it.
See if I can feel it?
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Should we do it?
Might
Let's do it. Okay.
All right, Martin. What do you got here?
Gonna test this out, baby.
So we're testing FI's
Yeah.
heat shielding.
It says don't touch. It says don't touch. No,
Alright.
no, no. But I'm gonna touch it.
All right.
Alright. So I got my torch.
Torch.
It's a map torch. Okay, so it's gonna get pretty hot.
Okay.
And I got my temperature gun.
All right.
Okay?
Cool. Well,
Alright. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be heating one side of the mat.
Yep.
On this side. I'll have my hand on the other side. Okay, and we're not gonna like get it hot.
No,
but
no.
We'll just get it hot enough so that we can test the temperatures.
cool. Let's
Okay.
see it.
Moments later.
I mean, I can tell you right now that I can feel the heat reflecting.
Yeah. I
Off
feel it
the pad?
reflecting towards me.
Yeah, and my hand is the same temperature. My hand's got nothing.
4 moments later.
Let's check the heat gun, Martin.
Yeah, maybe
I
a
feel
little
it.
longer. Maybe a
All
little,
right.
a little longer. Like 5 more seconds. All right, let me get the heat gun.
See what we got.
Woo! 514 degrees. All right.
And then on
Now
this
let's
side,
check this side. 113.
that's crazy.
112. That's crazy. I mean, my hand had no problem.
Yeah.
Even right now, it's 107, 372.
That's crazy.
So this works.
It does.
This works. I mean, the pipe is gonna get hot. Full throttle, the pipe will probably get to like 550, 600. You know, maybe if like you stay in it and you hold it high RPM, it might get to like 600. But that means the other side is only gonna be 150, 200 degrees, maybe.
Right.
You know, so that should work.
Awesome.
Definitely work.
Let's get these things put together.
Let's get it.
1 eternity later.
And we're back.
What's
Martin,
up, baby?
what do we got down here?
Actually, last night you helped me.
I did,
with
yeah.
this. We were stretching and pulling and fighting, and so yeah. So these are the heat covers
Yep.
that we did the video on.
Yep.
They actually look really nice.
They do. They look really good.
Yeah. So they're very tight. There's not a lot of room. This side, I feel like this side's gonna be easier. This is the driver's side. The passenger side, it might be in the way of the clamps a little bit.
Okay.
But you know, we'll get it in.
Yeah, we'll make it work.
Yeah, and then
All the
it's just-
sensors are swapped.
Yeah, sensors are swapped. 2 sensors are broken. Bryce is working on getting them. This one EGT sensor
Okay.
and this other EGT sensor. So yeah, we gotta get that fixed.
Cool.
But yeah, once they're in, they're not the easiest to put in because you're dealing with 2 V-band clamps.
Right.
So, but yeah, once they're in, it should go in pretty smoothly.
Awesome.
I think right now I'm gonna put the car down. I'm gonna take out all the spark plugs, see if I can run a compression test on this thing. Yeah, and we'll go from there.
Let's do it. What's up, Marin?
What's up, baby?
Little update on the Lamb.
Update on the Lamb.
Looks like we got those pipes in there.
Yeah,
Marin.
the pipes that you helped me wrap are inside.
How'd they fit?
They so.
So?
You know, I made them fit. You know what I'm saying? You know, you gotta get in there sometimes. Get it in.
Yeah.
So we got it in. The flanges, they were a little off, which is okay. It's normal, you know. So they're in, they're wrapped. You helped me with that. And now we have the accessory drive in place too.
With all the new pulleys and
Yeah.
belts.
New pulleys, new tensioner, new belt.
Awesome.
It's kind of fighting me right now because you got to line up everything as you go in.
Okay.
There's a couple of spacers to essentially make sure that the bracket goes in nice and level.
Sweet.
There's a couple spacers that you got to make sure you get in there right, and that's kind of, you know, scratching up my hands and hurting myself. But
And new plugs. Those are all in.
yeah, plugs are all in.
Sweet.
We are waiting for a delivery from Lamborghini.
Okay.
Our guys up in Boston, for Chambers, and I think we're also waiting on some more parts from Scuderia.
Sweet.
But yeah, I'm just chugging along. We got the starter in.
Nice.
Bryce did a little bit of a custom heat wrap on it.
Oh yeah, huh?
Yeah. Because the problem with these starters is they get hot and then they bind up. So if you're trying to restart the car, if the starter's too hot, it won't. You'll actually hear almost like that's the starter binding up.
Okay.
So hopefully this heat wrap works and it can keep some of the temperatures down.
Cool.
This starter gets so tucked up in the motor that it's very hard for the starter to get any airflow to kind of cool it down.
Okay.
So it just sits in there and bakes. But this is going to be a pain in the butt to install.
Where does it sit on in the motor?
So it sits essentially. So these are the exhaust manifolds. It sits underneath the exhaust manifolds.
Come on.
Yeah, tucked up and essentially wrapped on the motor mount.
Okay.
So it goes exhaust manifold, starter, motor mount. So you got to take the motor mount out of the way in order to access the upper bowl on the starter.
Okay.
I might even have to drain some coolant, if not all of it. I'm gonna try and see if I can get around that, but it's a Lambo, so
Probably won't be able to.
most likely. But you know, wishful thinking, you know.
Sweet.
It's okay. Oh, Bryce went to pick up the
The crossbar,
front
right?
brace, the cross brace.
Sweet. We
and
got
the
those
strut
color
mount tower.
matched.
And yeah, and it looks sick. I saw some pictures.
Cool.
Oh my god, it's gonna look sick.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'll check back.
Meanwhile,
Look at I'm
Bryce, what do we got here?
Wrap my own wheels. We got some nice white wheels. What's the actual official color name of this? Super Mirror White.
Super Mirror White.
They had multiple layers of paint on them that was stripped off. We don't have a video of that. You can't put
No,
a
we
video on
don't.
there. That's good. That's good. You do the bottom. I went to. What about the bottom? You put them on the handle.
Look at these. Bryce, how do you think it's gonna look with the green?
I think it's gonna look really good. We have the there's the X-Bracer over there. You can go take a video of that.
Is it over here? Oh yeah. For the engine bay. That's fire.
So we got the green brace. Oh,
Yeah.
and this little cover over here. I didn't know Martin gave him this. I don't even know what this is over here. So this has the actual Lamborghini logo on it, right? Yeah. The Lambo logo there. Nice color.
You'll see that right through the glass.
Yeah, so we'll be putting that on. Martin wanted all the parts back, and then the white wheels, and then I think you have the
the
brakes
white
that we
wheels are
fixed that
fire.
was cracked in the back.
Yep.
And he expedited these done. So what, 3 days I think everything was done.
3 days.
3 days. 3 days for the green.
Yep.
Strip these down. We got to put new tires on because we got a bad tire that's over there, which we'll show you in a minute.
Cool.
And get them back to the shop. So we're gonna put some new tires on them, get them mounted on the car. We got a custom color caliper coming too.
Yep, we
We'll
do.
talk about how we're gonna put that on there.
Yeah, no, that's special. Martin,
Let me get a sec.
back on the lamb, bro. What do we got going on?
We got the Olins are in, the bar is in, the crossbar is in. Looks good.
Looks really good in here. Are these rebuilt?
Not
We
yet.
couldn't afford it.
We could.
Yeah, we're over budget.
We're definitely over
We're
budget.
over
on
budget.
this one, yeah,
So we're running on the old Olins, not rebuilt.
not yet, but they will. I talked to Olins USA, so you know they're gonna hook us up later.
Sweet.
It's gonna be in a few months or so, but yeah, you know, hopefully this thing makes it through the rally.
Yeah. Mike, another step with the Lambo. What do we got going on?
We're doing some Clearplex.
Sweet.
Getting ready for the rally, right? Let's
Yep.
go to RallyCon.
Yep.
So we're gonna do Clearplex today, and then hopefully before I leave next week,
We can get some type of tint
we'll
on
do
it.
some tint on it. But the Clearplex we could do over here.
Cool.
The tint, not so much.
Right, yeah. We don't really got room. Sweet. So we're getting the Clearplex on. That's pretty much it. What's up, Martin?
What's up, baby?
Where are we at in the Lambo?
So right now I'm just sealing up the bottom. All the drain plugs are right there on the table.
Sweet.
Yep. So as always, you know, there's 5 engine drain plugs.
Okay.
There's one for the oil tank, and then there's always a couple lines that we open up to drain the oil out of it.
Sweet.
Saturday, Bryce was working here on the Lambo.
Yeah, he's got the
He did.
K40 going in.
K40 set up. You tore this thing apart. But yeah, like you can see right here, he put the rear radar is tucked up under there.
Oh, nice.
So when the bumper goes on, there's a grill that covers that, so
Okay.
you won't really see it. In the front, he'll show you the lasers.
The lasers.
Lasers.
Yeah, you want to show us the lasers?
Show the laser.
See what we got.
So we did 4 laser diffusers in the front.
Sweet.
Those are all wired up into the cab. We have one more wire left to run over here. That'll go up and then drop into the fuse panel inside, and then we'll be
Sweet.
able to do the wiring and the blue lights on it. So it's just easier while Martin has it up with the oil change that we can get it. As you can see, we're kind of, there's nothing in the center here.
Running
That's all.
everything.
We're gonna run all the wires through here into the cab.
Cool.
And then we ran it down for the back to where that was. And then
Sweet.
Martin's button up the exhaust oil change. We have fluids to do front diff, rear diff, and I think we're gonna do transmission on it, no filters.
Yeah.
And then that's
Cool.
pretty much it, really.
The screens.
Sweet.
And then check out the exhaust.
Yeah, I know last time we only saw the... Excuse you. We only saw the
Only saw
EPA
it,
emission compliant.
Yeah. The hydro
Cats getting
cat.
put in. And now we got the full X pipe in there.
Yeah. It's a nice view from here because you can actually see it.
It is.
Bryce, what is this
Looks
exhaust
crazy.
called?
It's the FI Volcano exhaust.
The volcano.
So it's Valvetronic, fully Valvetronic. So there's a muffler in the middle.
Yep.
If you want to close the valves, which actually makes a pretty big difference. We didn't think it was going to make a difference, but it
Right.
makes quite a big difference on it. And I think that's with what vacuum on.
That's vacuum.
Vacuum on will operate
Cool.
that, which is going to have its own switch that Martin's wiring in.
Sweet.
To the tips. And then up here you can see where you put the other pipes in. And we have the heat blankets that are already that you guys put on.
Yeah.
So that's all done and buttoned up there. Then all the rear pieces can go on for that.
Sweet. I'm ready for a cold start. I don't know about you guys. But
Yeah.
Well,
we need
you know, when you do a cold start, we need to have this. thing
Yeah,
done.
we do.
So
We
we're
do.
gonna get the oil change done, and then Martin's gonna go ahead and put this in. I know he's been dreading this for
Yeah.
quite some time, but this is the final piece.
Right.
Like
You said you have to do it
whole-
underneath, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the starter is tucked away over here. You can't even see it, but
Oh, boy.
yeah. So the mount's gotta come off. The bracket's gotta come off. Hopefully not the coolant, but the coolant may have to come
And the
off.
biggest
Alright.
thing that Martin and I found out with them is the heat. Obviously, these cars have a ton of heat that's in them, which is why the blankets are on there. But if you also see, we heat taped up the solenoid on it, and then as well as the starter body and the back of the body to try to minimize heat soak on these starters, which is what cooks
Sweet.
them. So hopefully, once this goes in, we'll get rid of the hot start problem that we have, which is the starter getting hot and then the car not wanting to start. So once this is in, we'll fire it up and we'll give you a cold start.
Let's do it. Bryce, what do you got here?
We got a nice special KPMF color that we're gonna do the calipers and then all the Rally to Give logos in this color.
Sweet.
Actually had to pay $125 overnight this to get the paint color. just to get this supposed to come Saturday, but FedEx us again. So
they did.
Yeah. So that's gonna be what it's gonna look like behind the wheels, and we're gonna do basically calipers this color. I haven't decided if I want to do white Lamborghini logos or if we want to do the green color, but I'm probably thinking white maybe.
Yeah, the white would look good.
So it sticks out.
Sweet.
So either way, that's gonna go on there. After the full body Expel, which they're hooking us up with a roll. Thank you, Expel, for taking care of me all the time.
Yep.
They're sending us a roll, their ultimate film for the car. So
Sweet.
we're gonna get the PPF on it. As you know, the jammers are already in. Clearplex is already on it. I don't know if we filmed the Clearplex, but the Clearplex is already on there. And we're moving along. So we got what, little
2 weeks?
not even,
Yeah,
less
not
than
even.
2 weeks.
Less than 2 weeks.
And hopefully it'll all drive and everything will work out. So
Yeah.
we'll catch you after we get the calipers done.
Let's keep rolling. Martin, we're back.
We're back.
Long day?
Long day. I am borderline defeated, but you know, I always got the extra oomph at the end, you know, kicks in. So
What do we got going on over here, Martin?
So I want to talk a little bit about this because there's no actual videos that tell you how to do the starter on a Lambo Aventador. There's one video out there, but they literally don't show anything. So there's a few ways to do it. I did it the longer, more specific way, I guess. But in order to get the starter out, also we found out a couple issues with this. The last shop that worked on this fucking hacked it up. You know, I mean, I don't know. They were definitely not, you know, Lamborghini certified like I am. Martini Performance. But yeah, so I'll show you guys because when we were taking the, actually, let's go over here.
Let's take a look.
So this is the motor mount bracket. This gets bolted to the side of the motor, right?
Okay.
This is the motor mount, right? And it sits like this, okay? When I put my handy dandy bottle jack stand there, right? And I started jacking it up, this thing went like this, thunk, and it separated. So I was like, well, that's not good, you know? Never mind the fact that I found a couple of loose bolts, and then I found a couple stripped out bolts. So we're getting in there, we're fixing everything. But what the other shop did is they put the wrong bolt in the wrong hole.
Oh boy.
He didn't like it. So this was the bolt that they had in the motor mount.
Looks a little bent, Martin.
Yeah, it's bent because it's too long, you know? So it went in, it topped out, and then it bent. And these guys, they kept sending it. So because it bottomed out the motor mount, the bolt being too long, that's why the motor mount was loose. Now, the right bolt is this guy right here.
Okay.
So you see the difference?
Pretty big difference.
Yeah, pretty big difference. So then when you try to stuff this thing in something like that, you know, it gets a little bent, you know? So it bottomed out and it tweaked, you know?
A little tweaker.
Yeah, a little, you know, we've all had that issue, you know? Going in a hole too hard and then, you know, tweaks, you know? But, anyways.
Thanks, Martin. And we're back.
And we're back. So, we're going to put the right bolt in the right hole, okay? We're going to replace this bent bolt here. And that's going to solve that issue. The new starter's in there, but I'm going to show you, I'm going to give you guys kind of like a step-by-step on how to remove it. Let's go.
Let's do it.
All right, so once this sits up here, okay? Like, get it in there. Okay, this sits up here like this.
Okay.
Okay? First thing you have to do is you have to essentially go from the top side of the motor.
Okay.
You go from the top side of the motor and you take out the engine top bolt, which this bolt right here, which you can see through this little hole. Obviously, you're gonna see it through the top end.
Right.
But you're like, this is what you're looking at right here.
Okay. And that's
So-
just on top.
And this is on top. So you're reaching that from the top of the engine down.
Yep.
You have to remove the intake, the entire intake system out of the way. So top and bottom intake out of the way on that side of the motor, in order to be able to see that. Now with the long extension, you can get to the bolt and you can remove it. Now once you remove that, then the engine mount comes loose from the engine bracket. Okay, so that gives you a little wiggle room there. Now once you do that, you have to drain. Well, I guess you don't have to, because I've seen people do it differently. But what I did is I drained the entire cooling system in order to gain access to these bolts. Okay.
On the sides.
Yeah, because they're in a very, very tight space. So there's two hoses that we're gonna remove. Let's get this over here. These two hoses right here.
Sweet.
This hose sits right here, okay, and it goes this way,
Yeah.
okay, and this other hose, once the mount is up there and stuff like that, it goes way up here, right there, and it clamps right to that other metal hose there.
Sweet.
So,
And that's all the cooling system.
yeah, that's right. That's part of the cooling system. So, drain the coolant, all the coolant out of it. Obviously, once you start removing the hoses, you're gonna get more coolant out of it. You take these hoses out of the way, you're gonna gain a ton of space. Once you gain a ton of space, you go from the top side, you loosen that top bolt on the motor mount, and then from the top side also. Now, mind you, there's really not a lot of space, you know. From the top side, once you get this loose, you can get these bolts out and this one. You can do all these from the top side with a combination of small extensions and a little bit larger extensions, but 2 to 3 inch extensions will do the trick, and a good hand ratchet.
Sweet.
This one you definitely get at from the bottom. There's no way around that one. Once you split it out, you slide the motor mount out. Once you loosen this bracket, this comes out. And then literally, you do all this work for 2 minutes of replacing the starter.
Right.
That's it.
The starter's quick, right?
Yeah, once you take everything out, the starter literally comes out in 2 minutes. And then there's obviously the obvious that you have to do, which is like, disconnect the battery.
Right.
Make sure the system is drained from voltage. Disconnect the power. Another thing that I found that made my life easier was I had to remove this mount. Okay. The reason why I removed this mount was because I ran into the situation with the engine mount being all messed up.
Okay.
So that allowed me to get a little more twist on the drivetrain. So that mount sits over here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that mount is actually the transmission torque mount.
Okay.
Okay, so removing that allows the whole drivetrain to twist a little bit more.
Yep.
To give you that extra space that you may or may not need. I had to do it because the motor mount was fucked up, but maybe if it wasn't messed up, I wouldn't have had to move it out of the way. But yeah, so.
And the new starter's in there, right?
And the new starter's already in.
There it
Check
is.
it out.
With all the heat shielding.
With all the heat shielding from Bryce. He did a nice job with that,
Looks good.
He missed a little spot right there, but it's okay. It's okay. Should be all right.
Well, especially coming from no heat shielding.
Yeah.
There's the old one.
Now, if this thing gets hot and it doesn't start again after being hot, we're just gonna burn it. It's just, just much easier. Just let the thing light up.
On fire.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first Aventador that catches fire. Anyway.
Right.
But
hopefully we'll be giving the viewers a cold start soon.
Oh yeah, soon. Well, definitely not today because I already threw my back out and I'm shot.
Thanks, Martin.
The next day.
Well, Bryce, back on the Lambo.
Back on it again.
What do we got that's new?
Well, we got the new dynamic sticker. That's on there, right here. That's nice.
Let's see what you did last night.
I always work late here all the time. The last one to go home, we did some custom calipers. We did
Oh, those look sweet.
color match logos that literally match this. I found a vinyl that we had in stock that literally matches perfect, because I put it on last night with Brett. I had 2 colors, and this green is literally the same color.
It looks identical.
So we did that, and then we got we're over here.
Yeah, we do. We can't get through.
We'll walk through over here.
Oh yeah.
White wheels done.
Look at
The
that.
purple calipers. Yeah, it's all coming together now. So
It looks so good.
get the rest of the wheels on. Get it on the ground hopefully today. Martin had finished up the starter yesterday, which you guys saw that.
Yep.
And then hopefully get some miles on it, get
Yep.
the car tuned, get the graphics on it, get the wing on it, and onto Rally to Give we go.
And the viewers are still waiting for the cold start. So we'll have to hopefully give them that today.
Well, we need a starter for a cold start. So,
I know.
So hopefully once Martin gets that buttoned up, we can do that.
Yeah.
K40's pretty much in. Get the trunk buttoned up, and then I think we got tints next door. The clear plex is on it, full body Expel. I actually talked to the Expel rep, Chris Hardy. Got to shout him out last night. He called me around 9:30 after hours. Sent us a full roll of 60-inch Ultimate. Sent us a 36 roll of Stealth for all the Stealth parts on the car.
Awesome.
Sent us a bottle of Fusion for the car. Sent us a full roll of their Prime XR tint, which is the best ceramic tint that they have. So this car is getting the full Expel treatment front to back. As we're an authorized vendor for them, we've done a lot with them this year. So shout out to them for sponsoring the car. So we'll get all that on. We'll do a video for them as well. Listen, my own personal cars, I run what we sell here. And you know, Tyler, what do you run on your car? So
All Expel.
that's it. Baby.
You got to run it.
You got to get it protected.
Martin? How you feeling?
Feeling good. Justin's a little aggy.
Yeah, that's typical.
It's the end of the day. What do you want? You know, we're all tired.
So,
Starters
FI?
in, brackets in, all the wirings back in. Got some oil in it. So typically the way I like to do this is once I drain everything out of it, I like to start with 10 quarts, get it warmed up, let the dry sump tank drain a little bit.
Yep.
And then once the cars come up to temp, I check it again. And typically I end up adding about 3 more quarts,
okay.
which brings the oil capacity on these things right around 13 quarts. Sometimes like 13 and a half, but it's definitely around 13 quarts.
Sweet.
I just finished filling the cooling system up because as we saw in the earlier clip, we had the whole cooling system apart on the passenger side down there to get to the starter.
Okay.
So that's all set there. Everything's back together. Obviously,
Looks good.
We're waiting on the intakes. There was a lot of little things that we fixed on this thing. But yeah, I just put in the wing, which I just found out we're gonna take that wing off and we're gonna put a carbon fiber wing on it.
Cool.
So yeah, that's gonna be, probably in the next few minutes you'll see it in the video. And then yeah, so we're about to cold start it.
Let's do it.
Let's check it out.
Go for it. Everything looks good back here, Martin.
It works. Oh, I also wired in the valving for the exhaust. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. Close it. Wow, that's sweet.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Feeling pretty happy. So Bryce helped me do the drivetrain fluids. So he did the front diff, rear diff, and eventually like the transfer case / transmission fluid. We checked the gearbox fluid, that was okay, and it looked fairly new.
Nice.
So we left that alone.
Sweet.
But yeah,
Sounds great.
sounds really good.
I can't wait to hear this thing under load.
AC works because we had all that apart. Yeah, that's nice. AC works. Now, going back to the early section of the video where we were talking about the hot restart. I'm gonna let this thing get hot on idle, shut it off, and see if it'll restart.
Cool.
Because obviously we saw the new starter. Bryce put the heat shielding on it.
Right.
So I'm also gonna cut out a little air vent on the bottom engine cover and make like a little funnel to the starter just to help it keep it cooler. You know? But yeah, it's running great.
Well, we're definitely gonna get some revs for the viewers.
Oh yeah. Wait. Give me 5 minutes.
All right.
Yo, that was even loud inside of that.
That's nuts. Give it to him, Martin. Yep.
Bigger?
That's proper.
That's proper Lamborghini.
That's proper.
Check it out.
Quiet.
Now we can talk.
No, it sounds great.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's like a nice, it's high pitched.
Like a V12.
It's-
you know, like
it's
a
proper V12.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like you said, proper V12 race car.
Yep.
You know?
I like it.
I like it.
Bryce, we got another piece of the puzzle here. What do we got?
Together. Carbon fiber wing.
We put some PPF on it yet? No?
Not yet. The one out there drying has the PPF on it. That's
Oh,
the-
okay.
It's out there.
All right. Cool.
It's on BMW. See, look at the value on that.
Oh, yeah.
Brought it up about, I don't know, 10 grand.
Look at that.
10 grand brought it up.
Oh, easy, Derek. There's a speed limit. Yep.
Just drying out in the sun, letting it bake a little bit, enhance the process. Then the other
Cool.
wing will go on top of that. And then
Sweet. Then we'll
on
put
the
it
car.
on.
Yeah, Martin's used that 6th engine bay. He's buttoning up some panels now. So
Hey, let's go see what he's doing. Martin, what do we got going on back here?
Yo, chill. We are putting
Oh, you need that battery cover. I got that cover. We'll put that on
the
after.
final touches on this bad boy here.
It's looking good back here.
It is. It's looking real good. It's looking real fucking
Bumpers
nice.
back on.
Yeah, bumpers on.
Getting it buttoned up.
Everything's in. The grills have to go back in still. Look at let's notice the fitment that we
Oh,
didn't have to adjust after it was on. You get the tips. You got the black cere coated.
Looks so good.
Yeah.
And it sounds incredible.
Yeah.
The viewers got a little revs before.
Oh yeah, that's
So-
right. We did the sound clip. Well,
Yeah.
he hasn't heard it with the exhaust valve.
Opening
Working
close,
it. Yeah, it works.
Works real nice.
Which is cool.
We are getting there.
Bryce, how do you feel?
I think it sounds good, dude. Got the little controller here.
Yeah.
Get the valves on and off. It's almost time for a test drive.
Yep.
Gotta check a few more things and we'll go there. Let's go there.
All the way.
Give me some revs. Holy shit.
Sounds pretty good, huh?
We're finally done, baby.
Well, Martin, how do you feel?
So yesterday, me and Bryce, we went out. We gave it like a small shakedown. The car did pretty good. No, like there was still smoking from the new exhaust and,
Right.
the blanket that we put in.
Yep.
But other than that, coolant was mint. Cooling temperatures were mint. The oil pressure was perfect. The oil temperature was perfect. It was nice and steady. We popped the hood because we were having an engine bay overheating situation. So we popped the rear hatch, and there was definitely like a dramatic reduction in engine bay heat, which I'm gonna definitely say that's definitely due to the exhaust. Replace the starter. Starter starts up better now when it's hot. So
Right.
that's fixed. I was able to get in, and that's the other thing too. Getting good software for these is kind of hard, but I was able to get in there and do a bunch of resets and relearns on a lot of the systems. So like the wing wasn't working properly, the mechanism for the wing, but we got that fixed.
Sweet.
We also installed the carbon fiber wing.
We did. It looks good.
Yeah, it was a pain in the ass, but
Was it?
it was a pain in the ass. But it looks good.
It does.
So now, if it flies off at 160 though, that's not.
It's not on
Not
you.
me. That's not me. So right now, me and Bryce, we're gonna take it out for like a good run, just because the way he drives it, he's definitely gonna be abusing the shit out of this car, and it is pretty much gonna. Does the rally start off in Greenwich?
It does. Yep.
So Greenwich to Vermont is the first stop.
Yep.
So that's like a 5-hour drive. So we just need to make sure that this thing will make it through the 5 hours. So that's why we're gonna take it on a long haul right now. It's got a half a tank of gas. We might just top it off with some 93. The exhaust came out good.
It did. Sounds great
It
too.
does. I
Sounds
like
really
how
good.
the tips come out.
Yeah, me too. Looks really nice.
Thank you to our boys at FI over there.
Yep.
Jason. And yeah. I put the sticker of approval.
You guys can see it peeking through.
So this run, I'm turning that off.
Thanks, Martin.